It's it's the one day out of the year that I get to hold a girl's hand, so
That's cute, George.
I'll let that sink in. Actually, it's a cougar's hand, isn't it? You're a
UMM cougar. Seriously, UMM Cougars. How many Cougars here? Look at you all, yeah! Woo! Yay! Oh my gosh! Oh, don't
About
get me started.
10 years ago or so, Anne introduced me to a writer, a poet, and she said, you got to meet Jim Payne. He writes some of the most beautiful lyrics to songs that I've ever heard, and so we were paired up, Jim and I, writer and composer, and commissioned by Nautilus Music Theater in Lowertown, St. Paul, to write a song cycle for Ann Michaels. And it's not every day you get a chance just to even write one song, but to write a whole song cycle. And we're up to 19 songs in this song cycle over the years. And it's all based on the Great American Songbook. Jim is a big fan of American Songbook, and Ann's going to talk about it for a second. But I've always enjoyed taking his different situations that he's created with his lyrics and to be able to help create these songs that fit your voice and your work as an actress and all the things that you bring to the stage as well as to a song. And I'll have you talk a little bit about Jim, but we've got a brand new Jim Payne composition that has been specifically written for the Christmas season and to be a part of this song cycle. And I got the lyrics last July, so try writing a Christmas song in July. Most Christmas songs are probably written then. But we wanted to prepare it for you tonight, but I'm going to have Ann talk about it a little bit and about Jim.
Well, I just adore Jim. He wants to write in the classic AABA coda style. And he does this, but he elongates things because he has so much to say, and his verbiage is so poetic, so beautiful. You know, it's not always a tune that you can just walk away humming like a Cole Porter tune or Irving Berlin tune for that matter, but they are, if you listen really closely, you will hear that he strictly follows in all his songs. It's kind of like an internal task he's given himself. I just always want to maintain this AABA coda style, which you will notice, and George is getting very good at composing for that. But I just love his words, his lyrics. I'm always a lyrics person. I do theater because I love telling stories, and I feel like when I get to do this kind of a song, I'm telling some sort of story. So this is called Christmas at the Cabin, and it's evocative of, I can't see any of you over here because of these music stands. Excuse me. I wanted to see my friends Rain and Dan over here, everybody. Hi. And I want to see you too. But the holidays are not always a super happy, joyful time for everybody. For a lot of us, we think of people that we've lost. We think, I just moved those. I'll stand up here. But Jim writes a lot of very beautiful images, and so you kind of just gotta settle in and go for a ride with this. And the ink is still pretty wet on this music. I haven't had it very long, and so I'm gonna look at some words now and then because there are a lot of them. But forgive me for that. Next year maybe I'll know it all by heart, and it won't be a problem. But anyway, George Maurer and Jim Payne's Christmas at the Cabin.
We should mention that all of the horns, the brass that you hear in this song, were specially arranged and commissioned by Ken Vork. So.
The wind is still tonight. There's wood smoke in the air. The tree is golden in the the firelight, no sound or movement anywhere. But where we skated on the lake today, the shadows of 3 deer. Christmas at the cabin, one more year. The kids in bed at last, Dad's dozing in his chair. The mantel holds old photos from the past, but one less stocking hanging there. I'll burrow under Grandma's comforter so I can disappear. Christmas at the cabin, one more year. And that Minnesota moon's aglow, spilling silver on the woods and snow, bestowing peace somehow. For all our cabin's history can't take away the mystery of this holy night, so cold and quiet now. Tonight I'd like to fly to some cabin from our past, where claims of war and illness pass us by, where lives won't end, where love will last. I need the eastern star that guides us home to finally appear as we spend Christmas at the cabin one more year. Aglow like the glorious angels long ago, bestowing peace somehow. And all our cabin's history can't take away the mystery of this holy night, especially silent now. But soon the children with the rising sun will bubble up with cheer and give us Christmas at the cabin one more year. Give us Christmas at the cabin one more year. Tomorrow I'll laugh and brush away a tear, and for a day this ache may disappear, but all sadness will be stilled, and this joyful time fulfilled, if only you were here, if only you were here. George Maurer, Ken Vork horns, Jim Payne out there in the universe, thank you. Thank you.
Well, we turned to Muggsy as arranger. This song, the reason we chose it, I think was an idea of yours just to begin with, Muggsy. You heard this on one of your favorite albums, or
Well,
a singer by the name of, was it
Julie
Julie
London
London?
is awesome. That's just all there is to it.
Okay, I want you to forget he just said Julie London, because then you'll be thinking of her voice.
Well, that's where I heard this first, and I was like, it's all very California, but it's warm in December, and I thought I could hear Ann's voice doing it, so it's a cute little song. Bob Russell wrote it. I arranged it based off of the recording. It's called Warm in December. Get my tempo. A 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll keep you warm in December, warm where the cool breezes blow. My arms so loving, a kind of oven to melt the sleet and snow. This heart that glows like an ember longs to be loved just by you. If it could be so, then you treat me so warm in December too. Then you'd keep me so warm in December. Oh, it's cool in December. Please keep me warm in December too.
Well, the core of this group over the years, at least the three members of the group that performed together the most, at least as the George Maurer group, is the George Maurer Trio, which are the three players who are left standing on the stage. If you haven't guessed that at this point here.
You are so far away.
I know. And there are two words saying "get lost" in this title, so I don't know if I have anything to do with that or not. But,
the George Maurer Duo.
Exactly. So we recorded an album as a trio back in 2003, and we had this idea of, wouldn't it be kind of cool to put a grand piano in the repair bay of our favorite repair shop here in St. Cloud, that being a establishment which is just several more blocks down St. Germain Street called R&L Repair. And we had a grand piano moved into, right where you put a car to lift it up on the lift. And we donned the uniforms of the owners of, the owner of that place, Ron Gazelhart, and his son Matt, and the other mechanic. They lent us their blue uniforms, and we donned these things and put rags in our pockets, and we grabbed tools, and we pretended to be repairing a grand piano and changing the oil Ron was underneath and so on. And why do you think, would we choose to do that? And, what does auto repair have to do with jazz or jazz trios? But this particular establishment, all of us and pretty much every other musician in St. Cloud has been bringing their car to R&L Repair over the years. And I don't know if it was just because Ron would sit in his chair and kind of give unsolicited advice, or maybe it's the fact that he would put up with repairing cars like Datsuns and so on, which he would never normally work on. But Ron always took care of us, even if it was an odd request for dropping. I used to drop my truck off at soundcheck on a Monday afternoon, and it would be ready by the end of the evening after our concert here. So Ron turned the business over to his son Matt, and this past October Ron passed away. He and his wife would always come to this concert. So I would like to dedicate this arrangement that Muggsy did of Little Jack Frost Get Lost to Ron and all the folks at R&L who might be here tonight, and we're thinking of you tonight.
There's a lot of words in this. This is actually, George sent this to me, and he's like, hey, do you think you could do this? We'll find out. But a little slower than the last one. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Little Jack Frost, get lost, get lost. Little Jack Frost, get lost. You know you don't do a thing but put the bite on my toes. Freeze up the ground and put the bloom from the rose. So Little Jack Frost, go away, go away. Don't you come back another day. There's a lot of cold feet down in Lover's Complain. You turned off the heat down in Lover's Lane. The bench in the park is all alone in the dark. So Little Jack Frost, get lost, get lost. Little Jack Frost, get lost. Won't you listen up? L.J. Frost, go on, get out of here. Scared away the blue sky and the whole green sea. Frosting up my window panes, freezing me to the bone. Tell that grumpy old man Winter to let you come home. On with your cocoa ways and your ice and snow. Better bundle up your overcoat when he starts to blow. Put back all the leaves on the maple trees. Bring back all the sun and the summer breeze. Let's call it a day, don't come back no way. So Little Jack Frost, get lost. Where are all the boys and girls with the hand in hand down at the park? They got their hands in the mittens and the mittens in the pockets. They gotta get home before dark, 'cause LJ's in town. He's gonna bring you down. Springing with his frostiness all over town at Chickadee, where'd you go when they brought all that snow? Did you go where the flowers are when LJ drops by? Won't you listen to me, oh Frosty one? Put your snowflakes away, we can call it a day and the work will be done. Get out and stay out. Get far away, way out. So Little Jack Frost, get lost, get lost. L.J. Frost, get lost. little Jack Frost, get lost, get lost. Little Jack Frost, get lost. You know you don't do a thing but put the bite on my toes. Freeze up the ground and take the bloom from the rose. So little Jack Frost, go away, go away. Don't you come back another day. There's a lot of cold feet, all the lovers complain. You turned off the heat down in Lover's Lane. So do a bench in the parks all alone in the dark. So little Black Frost, get lost, get lost. So little Jack Frost, get lost. L.J. Frost, get lost.
Little Muggsy Lauer there.
Thank you.
And now it's the George Maurer duo.
Not quite yet, my friend. I love coffee, I love tea. I love the Java Jive and it loves me. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Let's just keep doing it. Well, I love Java.
Oh, yes.
Sweet and hot.
You've guessed it.
Whoops, Mr. Moto, I'm a coffee
It's
pot.
that time of night.
Shoot me the pot and I'll pour me a shot.
It's the Muggsy Lauer
a
coffee
cup,
toss.
A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. All right, here we go. I need Ann Michaels out here. She's got a good arm.
Feliz coffee toss. Feliz coffee toss. Feliz coffee toss. Una más. Feliz coffee toss. Feliz coffee toss. Feliz coffee toss. Don't lose your eye. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a coffee Christmas. I wanna wish you a caffeinated Christmas on the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a caffeinated Christmas. I wanna wish you a Muggsy's Bean Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Brought to you by Muggsy's Beans of St. Cloud, Minnesota.
www.muggsy'sbeans.com.
I love how we just make stuff up as we go along. So, oh,
Please
boy.
stick around for the rest of the concert. Thank you.
This is when everybody leaves usually.
We didn't leave when you got here, so. So we're going to feature the family Von Vork. They're at pretty much almost full strength here tonight. Please welcome to the stage Aaron Vork on French horn, Gretchen Vork on French horn, Mr. Ken Vork on the bass trombone.
And you can see some of them play at the other end of the street at the Pioneer Place Theater. They're doing Laughing All the Way. It runs for the next 4 days. So go see it. It's funny like crazy.
We're lucky we've got them on a Monday night, too. So.
You don't need me.
Well,
Be
yes.
careful what you wish for,
True.
Muggsy.
I was just going to let that hang there for a while. There is a Santa Claus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite colored ponies and crisp apple strudel, doorbells and sleigh bells and schnitzel with noodles, wild geese that fly with the moon on their wings. These are a few of my favorite things. Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so satin sashes, snowflakes that stay on my nose and eyelashes, silver white winters that melt into springs. These are a few of my favorite things. When the dog bites, when the bee stings, when I'm feeling simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
We're going to have Bing and Bowie stick around. So we've this is our longest running tradition, doing a show year after year. The second longest running tradition up until this year was our home station in Twin Cities is the Dakota Jazz Club, and this is the first year in about 18 years that we were unable to make our schedules match with the Dakota's available dates and to actually have enough members of this group available to do a Christmas show at the Dakota, and we were a little bit bummed about that. And I was contacted by a member of our armed forces who, one of his hometown traditions here when he comes to small town Minnesota, coming back from being in the Army in Virginia, is to go to the George Maurer Jazz Group at the Dakota, and he contacted me, and I said, we're not there this year. And Taylor Bartlett said he was going to try and come here tonight. Taylor, are you out there? Did you make it tonight? You did. Awesome. Thank you for your service to our country, Taylor. Thanks for making it. Keeping a tradition alive. Good news is we're going to be back at the Dakota on February 11th, a Monday, which means we're going to have Ann Michaels to do a Valentine's show. So...
And
also, we're booked at the Dakota now a year out. Taylor, mark this down, on December 23rd, which is also a Monday, so put it down for that. But we're also here the Monday previous to that, December 16th, 2019. We're already booked back, thanks to
number
the Paramount.
22. Number 22.
So we'll remind you of those dates again, but right now we're going to remind you of a television appearance that happened back in
1977. The Bing Crosby Merry Christmas Show or something. I know. I did my homework. You see?
It wasn't aired until 82.
Well, yeah. This was with a young man named David Bowie at the time. Come, they told me, ba-rum-ba-bum-bum, a newborn king to see, ba-rum-ba-bum-bum. Our finest gifts we bring, ba-rum-ba-bum-bum, rum-ba-bum-bum, rum-ba-bum-bum. Peace on earth, can it be? Years from now, perhaps we'll see.
Our
See
finest
the
gifts
day of glory. See the day when men of goodwill live in peace, live in peace again. Peace on earth. Can it be? Every child must be made aware. Every child must be made to care. Care enough for his fellow man to give all the love that he can. I pray my wish will come true for my child and your child too.
will see the day of glory.
I
See the day when all